Hoodie season, folks. Cold out here, you know. Soldier though. I'm a punker's feet, feel me? Life's painful, try to be cheerful. Here's an earful coming from the werewolf. Yeah, I'm from the wild, wild west. The back of the whip, puffin' la stress. Who needs enemies? I got friends that's strong like the Kennedys, move like the Genovese. I gotta watch them cause they watch me. Puffin' on broccoli, they all play Monopoly. I only know a few good men. You can make the noon or the news by 10. Meaning I'm a broad daylight boy. I used to move Broadway whiteboard. All up on the graveyard shift. Handguns, walkie-talkie, radar shit. All that. Shame we gotta live like this. Never ever homie do a bid like this. Away from his wife and his kids like this. That's why I'm overseas eating squid like this. Feel me?
I feel really passionate about
Hey, baby. And we talked about it briefly yesterday, but it really bothers me. I guess I want to know what they mean by that when they call. I'm asking you MAGAs now. What do you guys, when you guys are always calling everyone an activist? Like there was a white gentleman yesterday. Remember on CNN we were watching that report and that lawmaker out of Indiana? Forgot his name. I'm going to get the clip on here because I'm going to play the clip. But basically, I'll set the scene real quick. So this white gentleman, he worked for the HHS, I believe it was, and he was getting onto an elevator with one of the lawmaker dudes out of Indiana. And he asked the dude, too. He asked him pretty nicely. It was like, because I listened to it, I was like, damn, dude didn't have an attitude at all with the guy.
Right.
He asked him basically like, hey, like, you know, I lost my job or whatever. Like, can you tell me why, basically? And then the dude told him that the Indiana Republican lawmaker, MAGA dude, told dude that he's a clown and that he probably deserved to lose his job.
Yeah,
what the fuck? And he called him, and then when they interviewed him, he called him an activist.
Yeah.
What? So that leads to my question. Why are us Democrats or anyone that stands up for so this guy lost his job at HHS and he's asking why, and all of a sudden he's an activist?
Right.
What the fuck is that shit? That one, the fear mongering.
That threw me off. Because
We
how do you know he
like,
didn't vote for Trump?
Good point.
Like, you're just assuming.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was confronting you about why you took his job away?
Like,
God forbid.
Like, yo, man, this is my livelihood. You think you want to tell me why I lost my job? He didn't say that. I'm saying, though, that's basically like, dude, like, can you tell me what's going on? And then to get told that you're a clown?
Yeah.
What is that? I'm telling y'all, the activist label, because you know the activist label, they usually get black and brown people that. That's, you know, that's a protest term that MAGAs and Republicans use against black and brown people and good white people and everyone else that protests and stuff and stands up for themselves. They want to call everyone an activist. So that's where that narrated from. So literally, and they don't like what we call the good white people sticking up for black and brown people's rights. They don't like that. So they're calling them activists now.
Right.
You know, that one, the fear-mongering thing, like when Obama was like basically asking other black and people like, yo, what are you guys doing here? Why are you considering voting for Trump? What's up with that?
Yeah.
And some of our black and brown people got mad. How dare he come at me like that and all this and this and that. But you'll back Trump up. He can say and do anything he wants. But Obama pulls up like, yo, what are we doing here? And people get offended. So that's another term that the MAGAs were throwing around. They were saying we are fear-mongering on them.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that one mean? Fear-mongering what? It ain't like people were running up to people like strong-arming them like, dude, you better vote for fucking Kamala Harris. I'm going to beat the shit out of you. That's fear mongering.
Maybe we should have.
You know what I mean? Maybe we should have been a little more aggressive. No, but you know what I mean? But when those words, that's what a person would fear mongering. That one, yeah, and the activist thing, it was just really had me all. I was just like, dude, like, what is that, man? So anyone that sticks up or asks questions about anything is all of a sudden a radical. Oh, there it is. The radical one gets me the most.
Yeah.
Why are Democrats and left-leaning people called radicals? What's radical? What's radical?
Yeah.
Everything that the MAGAs do, all the stuff they're doing, everything they're taking away, the way they talk about people, all the shit they January 6th and all that shit, that's fits that term more than.
Yeah. Let me get you a cup of coffee.
Yeah, I don't know what was up with that shit. The fear-mongering word was really bothering me because they were throwing that on us. Yeah, y'all ain't gonna fear-mongering me into vote. What do you mean fear-mongering you? Because people are providing information to you?
Right. They basically want to make people look crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't believe anything out of their mouths because they're crazy.
And you're thinking like, no, you guys are.
Wait.
Right?
Yep.
Ooh. Ooh. Y'all heard that coffee. Ooh, I've been waiting for one so bad, too. Thank you, baby. Let's see how this first shot is. Yeah, like you were saying, if anyone even... So a person so if ICE pulls up on somebody and they're like, yo, and the person's like, hey, I'm legal, like, what are you doing? Are they being an activist?
Yes.
Are they being,
Yes.
It's like, dude. So me asking you about why this car is going to go up so much and why I got to pay $5,000 more for a car, that's lunatic behavior?
Yeah.
Could someone ask you that?
Yep.
Like, yo, man, I don't want to pay $10 for a candy bar. That's fear-mongering.
Basically, they say fear-mongering is anything that's coming out of a Democrat's mouth. Because they're saying, they're just saying this to scare you. That's not really what's happening. They're just saying that to scare you.
And that's the thing, but like...
But it's not lies.
Exactly.
You are doing that. So instead of, if you think what you're doing is right, why aren't you just admitting it?
Good point.
Like, why
it's really that simple.
Why do you have the smoke and mirrors?
We're talking about the Trumpers, y'all.
Yeah, like where when somebody asks you a question, instead of saying, damn right, I'm getting everybody out of here that doesn't belong here. They're like, well, Joe Biden let all these people in. You know what I mean?
They got that bad,
If you know 100% in your soul that what you're doing is right and, like, righteous, you'd be proud of it, right?
For sure. They would be.
They'd
have numbers to back things up and why and why.
Statistics.
Same thing with the tariffs.
They would have proof that those people are part of the Tres Amigos gang. And
I think they'll be making gang names up. We'll call this one this, and we'll just fucking ship them off.
It really isn't Tres Amigos, everybody. It's like Tres.
Yeah, it is a different name. He's just calling it that.
No, I'm calling it Tres. Yeah, I've been calling it Tres Amigos because I don't know how to pronounce the other name, but it is Tres something. Chewy.
Good morning, Chewy.
It is Tres something, but I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm just saying Tres Amigos. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, Chewy. But like, if you were proud of that, you would be saying, "I'm proud at what we're doing." You know, people have been asking for immigration reform, and I'm proud to say that we're doing it. You know, you would be proud of that. But when you're just like, well, Joe Biden and Hunter Biden's laptop, and,
right.
You know.
And when's the last time Trump's been at a grocery store?
Yesterday he said the price of eggs came down 59%. No, they did not. Not here.
For real, y'all. Yep. No lies detected, baby. No lies detected coming out our mouth. Yeah, y'all. So just be careful with your spending, I guess. You know, do what you got to do. Keep it simple. But yeah, those words were really getting to me. Yeah. The activist word, the fear mongering.
Because they want the people that are kind of on the fence. They don't want you to believe Democrats. So they just say they're activists, fear-mongering, they're lying, they're making it up, woke.
I heard one of them I can't wait to get that clip on here. The white Indiana dude that we were talking about, he said that when they interviewed him, because Jake Tapper interviewed him after that had happened, and he was asking him, and then the dude was like, oh, he's just a woke. So, like, dude, like, is that your way of saying, like, oh, he's a white guy that likes black people? Because that's the thing. Like, those terms that the MAGAs put on, even the white people, the activists and all that, because they use those terms towards us for the most part. Like the activist term, when a white person thinks activist, you think black person. You just do. They think that.
Yeah.
So they look at that as negative, so they label that. So if they even see a white person that's a Democrat or left-leaning speaking out or asking about something or protesting with black and brown people, now they're activists, they're fear-mongering. Those words were really bugging me, man. And like woke. Here, you're damn right I want to be woke.
Right.
You're damn fucking right I want to be woke. I want to know what's going on around me. So are you saying no one's not you? So are you saying that people ain't supposed to be woke right now? All this bullshit going on around them? So I'm supposed to walk into the grocery store and not be aware of what's going on and shit? So I'm just supposed to walk into the bread aisle and it's $10 and I'm supposed to be like, oh,
but they don't,
$10 today, okay.
They don't want you to be smart.
They truly don't.
They want you to be dumb and not aware of what's going on so they can slip stuff past you.
And they really feel that way too.
Yeah.
It's just it's
crazy.
It's crazy that people will sit inside of a building basically and figure out how to fuck people over and be racist and take people's money from them. That's all they've been doing.
And they're almost, the more people say like, hey, this doesn't seem right here, the more they're doubling down on it and doing things like making it worse. Like they're doing more extra than maybe they're like, oh, they're going to complain about it? Well, watch this.
Oh, baby, tell them about the auto insurance because that shit's going up too, y'all.
What about the
auto insurance? People ain't, because like the ripple effect of these tariffs, it's reaching far in a lot of different things that maybe a lot of people aren't going to understand.
More money, your insurance will cost more money.
Mm-hmm. Because like we were saying last night, insurance, they get, the stuff they do is like if there's an accident, like we were saying, if there's an accident, then that means there's parts involved that are going to have to get ordered or, from a car. So that's going to go up. The parts that you need to order and we were saying too, well, I was saying, I don't want to put words in Michelle's mouth, but I was saying, watch the used car industry start booming.
Yeah. People
like not the little big bills places and shit like that, but like decent like used car places, they're going to be seeing an uptick in their selling.
We'll have dealerships sell used cars too.
Oh yeah.
So they'll probably have more sales of used cars because then there wouldn't be the tariff on it, right?
That's a good question.
Because you already have that in stock. You know what I'm saying?
We might have to go down a little deep ocean dive on that one. Maybe not a deep one, but...
Because you're not... the car's already made.
You don't think they can go retro, like... Go back and be like, oh, we're going to... Right, because that's the same thing with, like, people were saying, go out and buy this or that before. Mm-hmm. Right, so, yeah. But used cars... And if car rental places were smart, they would somehow find a way to make deals. Exactly. Lower the deals.
Car rental places sell used cars.
Oh, I didn't. I just found that out right now.
Like Enterprise sells used cars.
See? You're going to see you're going to see, I feel like you're going to see like a side faction or whatever of this.
There's always a workaround to everything.
Right.
But like you're pressuring companies to spend more money to build more plants
which is going to take years,
and then to hire more people and spend more money on wages.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So
I ain't even talked about the wages that you have to pay people.
And just like to build another plant that just makes the seat belts or whatever. Like
sorry, go ahead, baby.
Like that costs millions of dollars. And they're going to be losing money because people aren't going to be buying.
Yep.
So basically you don't want anyone to buy a Toyota or a Honda or is Kia an American car? No.
They just want
Lexus,
GM
GM and Ford.
And that's it.
But like, it's going to take time. Like, I agree.
Dang. Canada was born in the United States at the, wow. Let's check this out real quick, y'all.
Echoing through Vancouver's Rogers Hockey Arena several hours ago ahead of the Canucks-Kraken game. That's thanks to President Trump's new tariffs and his comments about making Canada the 51st state. Well, now, Canada was notably left out of President Trump's new tariffs. However, Canadian imports do remain under the 25% levies that his administration imposed.
But yeah.
And how he was like, we don't need Canada's lumber. We can do our own. When you look at the North American map, most of the trees, they're talking about wood right now. Most of the trees.
Michelle's talking about this before them. Listen, though.
Selling product and trading product with the United States since before Canada was a country.
We're in Brantford, Ontario, a little more than an hour away from both Toronto and Buffalo, one of the places likely to be hardest hit by tariffs and the birthplace of hockey's great one.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in a town called Brantford, Ontario.
Wayne Gretzky.
These are all signed by Wayne Gretzky through...
With tariffs looming, owner Graham Roston says business is already down about 10%.
Well, for us, it's a disaster day.
U.S. customers want their orders before tariffs hit.
All these are going to the Miracle on Ice, Team USA, 45th anniversary.
President Trump's tariffs and taunts to make Canada a 51st state are biting here.
It's just ridiculous to insult your neighbor. And as a dual citizen, Canadian American, I don't understand it from the American point of view either. Why would we insult Canadians?
In Brantford and
yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, but he didn't put tariffs on Canada, Mexico, or North Korea or China. What's up with that? Yeah, but basically, y'all, I was just wondering, like, those words that they'll be throwing on us, man, like fearmonger, activist, woke, which I want to be. And like even that word activist, that means that's saying you're active in what's going on. Like, and if white people hadn't been so brutal, sorry y'all, not all, just, you know what I mean, throughout the period of time, we wouldn't have to be going through this. And I'll say this last too. Y'all know why the Jewish community doesn't have to talk about the Holocaust that much? Because for the most part, their community, the Jewish community, has recovered from the Holocaust. Financially, for the most part, the Jewish community is whole. Whereas, for the most part, black people have not recovered from slavery. A lot of us don't even know who our like we don't even like truly have like a family. Right, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of our shit is just like gone. It's like a hole there. And so, you know, and that really gets you started on horrible footing. So like when people are saying, oh, well, my great grandma, my nana's nana came up here and got started and they did this and they got to work and they pulled their boots up or whatever, the strap stuff and all that. Well, that's great. But that didn't happen for us. Right. And then you throw into it in the 90s and stuff when all the crime, the 94 crime bill and all that shit came out. That stuff affected me. I got caught up in that stuff. I mean, it was the choices I was making, but still, I got caught up in that stuff. That shit was serious. They weren't playing no games back in the early 90s. They were locking you up for any fucking thing. I'm telling y'all, I'll end with this. The first time I went to the county jail, they didn't even have the doors on the unit I was in. They didn't even have the doors on the cells yet. That lets you know how overcrowded jail was then, and how tons of people they were locking up then. Because they were willing to open that unit and put people in that set in themselves on that unit, with there's not even doors on the thing yet. That's a security risk. So when people are saying, "Oh, well, the jails are not them jails and prisons have been overcrowded forever," they've been overcrowded when I first started going to jail. Why y'all think they built MSDF downtown? Shout out Eva Longoria. I can't wait to watch that show. Michelle's really getting excited for that. I will ask this. Eva Longoria, if you're listening, we love you though, but why, this may be a dumb question, but why is she finding Spain?
Well, she did Mexico already, and then she said that she traced, like she did her genealogy, and she traced a relative to Spain.
Oh, okay. Okay. Makes sense.
So then she was like,
makes sense.
I kind of want to, I'm interested to see
that part too. And
yeah.
Okay. That makes a ton of sense then. All right, y'all. I'm about to get going to work. Enjoy your day. I think it's supposed to be almost 60 today. I'm going to crack the window, do something good for somebody, y'all. But yeah, I just, I get sick of them labels they try to throw on us, and then they try to But that fear mongering was really bothering me. All right, y'all. Back to the episode. So I'm just waiting for my parole officer to call me back, right? Because I do the call in every 3 months. We do it like on there's like the Google Meet thing or whatever, because they want to be able to see your face and make sure it's you and all that, you know what I mean? Because I guess that makes sense. Anyone could text in and say that they're you or whatever, you know what I mean, I guess, kind of. So that makes sense. But anyways, my point, sorry if you heard my stomach growling, but my point of this is it's frustrating, right? Because just think of this, just check this out, this scenario, right? So my appointment time, my call-in appointment was at 9 a.m., right? So, hi, Chewy. That's Chewy, our 1-year-old pug, for people that might be listening for the first time or whatever. But anyways, so my call-in time was for 9 a.m., right? So I called, always, I like to call a few minutes ahead of time just to be, because if you're on time, it's late. You know what I mean? If you got something scheduled for 9 o'clock, I don't care if it's something you got to be physically at, or whether you're calling, whatever, you know what I mean? I like to show up at least 5 minutes early, 5-10 minutes early, But anyways, so I called it about 8:57, 8:58, just to be on time or whatever. No answer, right? So texted her, I was like, well, I'll try you back in about 5 minutes. Call back 5 minutes later, no answer. So then I waited for about maybe 10 minutes. Call back, no answer, left a cut, and then I text messaged her a couple times. letting her know that, I'm trying to get in touch, blah, 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 all that, right? No response still. It's 10:48 in the morning, and I still haven't heard from her. And so anyway, I'm always do my due diligence, so I called their main office, right? And then, because I was like, maybe something came up. Maybe she got sick, or whatever, you know what I mean? Maybe she forgot. She's a human being. So I called the main office and, asked them. And they're like, oh, well, she's not here. And I was just like, okay, well, I have an appointment, blah, 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 blah. I'm just covering my ass, you know what I'm saying? Making sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to do on my end. And he was cool and shit, dude, because they have like a stand-in. Like if your PO ain't there or whatever, they call like basically like a substitute teacher and shit. But anyway, so I talked to dude and I told him and stuff, and he was like, or whatever, it said that she would be coming in at like 10 or 10:30, he told me. So I was like, all right, well, I'll try to get in touch with her then. So hence now, it's like I said, it's almost 10:50 now. So 10 o'clock, called a couple times, left a couple messages. And then I just tried about 10 minutes ago, again, at about like 10:35 or something like that. No answer, no response, no text message back saying, oh, I'm running late, something came up, blah, blah, blah. Give me a call tomorrow, or we'll reschedule it and I'll leave you a like nothing from her end. Just me communicating with her. And like I said, obviously something came up or whatever. Cause my PO's, she's pretty good with like being on time and all that and shit. So, but my point of all of this, it's not really about her. It's just how like reverse the roles, right? Now let's say my appointment was at 9 like it is. And let's say she called me, right? And I didn't answer. And then let's say she texted me again. I didn't answer, didn't respond. And here it is almost 2 hours later. And she's texted me or called me 7 or 8 times and I haven't responded at all. I'd be in potential trouble getting a warrant put out for my arrest. You know what I mean? For not like doing my end of the bar, not answering or not responding back or nothing or communicating. But when they do it, it's kind of okay. You know what I mean? Like that, like when she finally does call me, it's just gonna be like, oh, I'm sorry, something came up, and I'll be like, oh, okay, cool. Which is cool. Like, I understand, like, because, like a parole and probation officer, their schedules can change at the drop of a dime. Like, they could have all this schedule, this plan, blah, 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 or whatever. All it takes is for, one of their clients to come in. He done fucked up or something, and now she's got to lock him up or whatever. So then that ends up taking up a chunk of your day. You got to lock the person up. You got to go down there with them. You got to do paperwork and all that shit. So that stuff ends up like, you know what I mean? So some of that could have happened. Maybe someone got locked up and she, so. But my thing is still, though, you have an appointment with me. So, like, why not at least just text and be like, oh, something came up. I'll give you a call later. Boom, that's it. But, like, I literally haven't heard back from her. And I'm just making a point of, like, it's kind of okay for them to do that and just kind of just leave us hanging and not getting back in touch with us. But if we do it, we're risking going to jail, getting locked up, being in all this trouble and shit. But that's why I was saying it should be a two-way street. But it's like, there it is. It's like the narrative is just like, well, I'm the criminal, so it's just like I'm not afforded that respect, that common courtesy to be like, hey, I'm running late, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying specifically about her. I'm just saying in general. But like I said, this is the first time I've ever had any kind of issues with her, like, because she's always on top of it. She's good. She's probably been my best PO as far as everything goes and shit like that. But I'm just making the analogy of just like how they get to kind of, you know what I mean? Like, she should have to get in touch with me and be like, yep, I've been trying to get in touch with her since 9 o'clock, since 8:58 this morning. So it's basically been 2 hours and I haven't heard back from her. And I just think that's, kind of messed up. To at least, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe I'm being picky, but I'm just going off because like how they do us.
If you're late for something, let's say you got an appointment at, say, 10 o'clock, like an office visit or something or whatever, and you show up late. You walk in there 10 minutes late or whatever, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, hell is about to break loose. Oh, what are you up to? What's going on? Why are you late? Why this? Why that? But they can just casually, you know what I mean? I just don't think that that's right. And the other part of that is if you try to, like, challenge that and be like, dang, like, not with no attitude, but if you were to try to be like, you know, it'd have been nice if you could have texted me back, you know, because, like, I know that we have to and stuff. Like, you could even try to say it kind of as nice as possible. They will still get offended by it. Consider that, you know, talking back, being disrespectful. I'm not saying my PL specifically, I'm saying, but there are some of them that like that. If you try to challenge or question anything or just be like, well, why is this or why, like, you could have the nicest tone, all that, and just be, and they'll still get offended, a lot of them. Think that you're challenging them and all that shit, and yeah, I'll be hating that. But just thoughts on my mind. All right, y'all. Enjoy the episode. Let's get back to it.
To 50,000 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like in VW, some of them are, they have plants here, but like on one of my cars, like the tag on the seatbelt, like the seats are made in Mexico.
China or something or whatever, right?
Yeah, seats are made in Mexico. And if you look at, you know, just like the labels on every piece of your car,
mm-hmm.
you know, and under the hood and everything.
Yeah,
you know,
there's so many parts on a car.
The batteries could be made in
mm-hmm.
Guatemala,
mm-hmm.
or, I mean, they're just like all over. So you're really screwing, you know.
They said like 90-some% of the coffee is imported. So be looking for that, y'all. Your little cup of Starbucks, that was $5. You're going to go in there, it's going to be like $6.80 now.
Right. Even if you bought like local, like Stone Creek is local, right?
Mm-hmm.
They still get their beans from somewhere else. They don't grow the beans here. Like, we don't have the climate to grow coffee beans.
Exactly.
We don't have the climate to grow enough
cocoa
avocados for people.
Right.
Like, there's only so many states that are warm year-round, you know?
Yeah.
We don't have, like, lemons.
Yeah.
Limes.
He's basically just alienating ourselves from everybody else.
Like,
and
there's
like
a lot
you were
of fruit
saying,
that's imported.
Mm-hmm. Like you were saying with the jobs and stuff, like my thing, too, like with the auto stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's great if they build factories, which isn't going to happen. And if they do build factories, they're going to be more high-tech. It's not like there's going to be a bunch of people in there just like caveman and building cars and shit.
There are a lot of car companies that use robots
That's
and machines
what I'm saying,
to make
and you're
the
going to have to
stuff.
train people to run that stuff.
Yeah.
You can't just hire Joe 4150 with 3 teeth missing and no education and think he can't just go in there and do that. He's got to learn how to work
the computer
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the thing too. You know how long it'll take to build and then you got to build factories throughout the country. You can't just build 1 or 2 or 3 in red states and then call yourself a success.
Right.
And that's the other part. Like, even if the auto industry, even if they built some factories, right? Even if that did happen, and it, first of all, it would take years. That's just a segment. That's just for certain people. That's for a group of people. That's not like these are jobs for everyone. Everyone's not an auto worker and builds cars.
And it's
what
also,
I mean?
You're not having plants in every state.
That too. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
That's only helping certain.
And he's only going to build these plants that aren't going to get built. But if he did, they're going to be in red states.
Yeah.
They're not going to build nothing up here because he won't even give federal aid money to people that are these natural disasters. Or did you vote for me or not? Are you a blue state? Oh, I'm not sending you money. and all that type of shit. Dude gets all vindictive and stuff like that. Don't want to help people out because they didn't vote for him.
And the
dude.
State Department said that they were sending disaster relief workers to Thailand. They didn't.
Oh, that flew over my head. I didn't even know.
They talked about it yesterday. They only had slated 3 humans because that's part of that USAID.
Okay.
And so, like, they interviewed some guy, and he's like, all the funding is frozen. Wow. So that while they're saying they're going to go over there,
they're not. They're just literally saying stuff.
That, like, CNN couldn't confirm that people went there.
Oh, and Trump's putting tariffs on places where there's literally no people even around. Like when he's literally tariffing communities where there's no people. It's like zero population. What are you tariffing, the ants? You tariffing the mice? the cattle? But yeah, this is going to be a ripple effect on your cell phones. You know, the little cell phone. I wouldn't be surprised to see the phone bill go up. You know, folks are going to get their little phone bill and look at that phone bill and be like, why is my shit $33 more? The tariffs. Sorry, I'm not trying to. Tariffs. And watch out for these gas stations, too. Because they're already tariffing shit. One day a pack of cigarettes is $12. The next day it's $14.63. Like, damn, dog. You change the price overnight?
That's the tax, yeah.
They'll be having like a new tax code every day. They'll be tripping and shit, and then they don't even want to give you a receipt half the time when you're going in places. I think sometimes in places like them gas stations and shit, I think sometimes they don't want. Sorry, I'm cussing y'all. I think sometimes they don't offer a receipt and shit like that because of that thick glass right there, and they probably figure like, oh, well, they can't hear me. You know, it's just like. It's almost like an out to not speak to somebody or tell them, here's your change, how much your change is, that big-ass plexiglass window there.
Yeah, they can't hear you.
You know what I mean? But they're notorious for not even offering a receipt.
They don't even tell you how much it is.
Huh?
They don't even tell you how much it is half time.
I know.
You're just like, what if...
Or you're looking at the register while they're doing it to keep up yourself because you know they're not going to be like... Right, exactly. And it's like they punch the stuff in on the computer and then they just look at you like, okay, give me the money. Sorry, y'all, I'm not trying to... You know what I'm saying? I stick up for that shit. I stick up for black and brown people all the time, so don't be... trying to say nothing because I did the voice. Oh. So I was looking. So I'm wondering. I don't know. This is the last thing I'm gonna say, y'all. So I was looking at a thread. Last night, and someone had asked. I don't even remember whose post it was, but they were asking like they had 2 comedians. Like, you know, who's your favorite, this comedian or that comedian? No, they're top 3 comedians. And someone said Cat Williams, Kevin Hart, and Bernie Mac. So I clicked on the post just to read the comments to see what other people were. No one said Paul Mooney.
Really?
And I looked through at least a good 30, 40 comments. I didn't see one person.
People don't know who Paul Mooney is.
Is it because he's gay?
No, I think he's just because he's an older one. I think some people
Richard Pryor's old.
I guess. But you know what I'm saying?
There's no way Chris Tucker was funny, but there's no way none of them, Bernie Mac, Cat Williams is funny too. I don't really fuck with Cat Williams no more. He's been disrespecting Latinos lately. So I might have to put his little ass in the garbage. I might have to punt his ass in the garbage. But none of them are funnier than Paul Mooney.
Paul Mooney is hilarious.
Paul Mooney would be keeping it 1,000% real. And he was talking about this racism shit back in the day. He was the one who talks about the white Rican and all that kind of stuff. We was talking about Freddie Prinze and shit like that. He was the one that was telling people, hey, y'all know y'all stole Mexico's land. Why do you guys think you got places in California named San Bernardino, Santa Clara, Santa Barbara? Those are Latin names.
Yeah.
Which means that land was stolen. You know what I mean? And that's the thing, yeah, like why, like Democrats and liberals get like I was saying, these activist terms, the fear mongering. What's the other one, like the violent one that they try to use against us? Yeah, the left.
Radical.
Yeah, the radical. That one gets me the most. That one gets under my skin the most. How they try to, how the MAGA people and the Republicans try to label everyone a radical. What the fuck does that mean? So I'm radical. Because I want to know why a car costs so much. I'm radical because I don't want my candy bar to cost $10.
Right.
I'm radical because I care about health care, and I'm radical because I want a woman to be able to choose for herself. I'm radical because I care about my life. What the fuck is radical about that?
And that judge that he's saying is like a radical left judge.
Yeah.
He's like he's a Republican judge.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. He was like appointed by Bush or something.
Oh, he was appointed by Obama, and then Bush basically let him keep his job. So.
Yeah.
Because they probably like, oh, this is probably a fair judge or whatever, type stuff.
Right.
Yeah, so they got some stuff going on with the TikTok still, I guess.
Yeah,
I finally... What?
Amazon is trying to buy TikTok.
Oh, okay. All right, y'all. Shout out Audie Cornish. I love her morning show on CNN. Let's see what she's talking about real quick. I'm about to get out of here.
$6,000 car becomes a $103,000 car overnight.
From cars to clothes and wine, even chocolate, almost all imports slapped with new tariffs. What it means for your wallet. Plus this.
The global economy will massively suffer.
185 nations affected by the new tariffs. Now we're waiting to see when and if the world will retaliate. Also,
as soon as we drove up, we realized we have nothing left.
We're looking at destruction.
They said that some of the countries that were on Trump's game show board, basically, found out they're on it by watching it. They're like, wait, that's us on there. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But y'all know, last thing, y'all know is bullshit. There's no Russia on there. Russia's got shit on Trump.
Oh, yeah.
They definitely do. There's no one can make me believe any other thing else. They got the goods on that bitch. All right, baby. I'm heading out.
I love you.
All right, guys. Okay. All right, y'all. Have a great day. Stay out of Target.
We just want to know what to brace for. We're getting hit from all sides. He's picking on our best customers.
These tariffs are pouring salt in a wound that is just now beginning to heal.
Aluminum, steel. It's going to affect our prices, our customers.
We are looking at raising prices on most all of our items by 25 to 50 cents.
Damn. See, that's crazy too, y'all, because like even where I work at, I work at a brewery, there's aluminum and shit involved and all that kind of stuff. So it'd be interesting. I'm gonna ask them like how that maybe will affect them if they be willing to, talk to me about it. But anyways, all right, I'm gonna get out of here though. So, yep, everything from tennis shoes to cell phones are going up, and y'all know that like most of the Nikes that get made, Nikes and shit. I think like 40 to 50% of the tennis shoes that get made, the Nikes, I think it's either like 40 or 50% get made in Vietnam. And he just slapped a tariff on them. So your little Nikes that were about 110. They're going to be about 210 now. Because you know it only costs a couple bucks to actually make a tennis shoe. Yeah. All that leather and all that material, they get in by the boatloads. That shit's cheap. You know what I'm saying, for the most part. Yeah, it literally only costs a couple dollars to make a pair of tennis shoes, and they turn around and charge you. Uh-oh, let's see what Michelle's watching real quick, y'all. Dun-dun.
Have you spoken to anybody? TMZ caught me coming out of the airport, and they were like, so Paul says you guys are good.
No.
Are we? Hi, Dory.
It's one of the desperate shows Michelle watches. Michelle's a renaissance. She watches a lot of shit. News, all that stuff. She watches sports and shit. All right, baby, I'm out. I love you. All right, you guys. Yeah, but the thing is, too, y'all, building factories, and you know it, that's the other thing, too. For one thing, they're not gonna do it. They're not gonna do it. Hence Foxconn, remember that? Y'all go do some research on that. He said they're gonna bring Foxconn here. That never happened. Baby, before I go, remember Foxconn?
Yeah.
Which never happened?
Yeah.
Exactly. So, it's going to be more of that. Don't be expecting these factories. All right, y'all.
So what is significant about today, as you said, because you too agree with the president that this is going to be a day everyone remembers?
Yeah, so tariffs, for example, if you want to protect your steel industry, which in a time of war is very important, it's a national security issue, targeted, smart use of tariffs can be a good thing to do. The question here is that what we're asking here is, this is a president who's now turned the United States against the world it made, to your point about the trading system of 70 years. He's doing the same thing on foreign policy. In the short term, standing up for American industries, as he said, which and going against competitors who he said have plundered and pillaged our economy, that might be a politically popular thing to do. The question is, when everybody starts paying more on everything, this was a president who got elected because he promised to get prices down. One of the most stunning things that he's done in his first 2 months is adopt a policy that's going to put almost certainly prices on everything up.
Yeah, and he's also said that...
Hey, baby, you know what? I was looking up our podcast to see what, like, you know, they're saying about it and stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, one of the reviews, someone called our podcast the ghetto NPR.
That's funny.
I think that's kind of cool. They're like, I forgot what they were saying, blah, 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 and they're like think like street, like ghetto NPR. I'm cool with that. I don't really like that word and shit because they try to always attach ghetto to black people and stuff like that, so I don't really like that, but they're basically saying like a little just more raw, just... Yeah. NPRs, you know, they'll be adding in a little music bits and like the stories, so I can go with that. Ghetto NPR. All right, y'all. But that's the thing too. That's why our podcast is on a lower level. You know what I mean? And to be brutally honest with you, I'm fine with it being that way. Michelle's fine with it being that way. I don't mind flying under the radar. I want people to be able to come here, listen to our podcast, and know they're going to just get authentic, real shit. We don't have no sponsors. We don't have no one, you know what I mean? None of that stuff. Have y'all heard one sponsor on our podcast? No. We'll be shouting things out that we like or whatever, blah, 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 but that's just it. You know what I mean? So, we like being, you know, underground and, you know what I mean? Because like I said, like when we started this podcast, that wasn't in our mind. It wasn't like, ooh, let's start a podcast so we can make some extra money. It was more of, let's start a podcast so we can get our voices heard, talk about the things we want to talk about, spread information, and have it be therapeutic too.
Because when I'm talking and stuff and getting stuff off my chest, it feels good. It feels good. You know what I mean? Because like I said, if you go back in the day, even, I mean, I don't know when podcasts started, but like they've just become popular over, you know, the last handful of years. Like I'm talking about super popular. But yeah, just think back even, say, 25 years ago. How is an individual getting their thoughts, opinions, and feelings heard out there? Like, unless you worked at a news station, you had a radio talk show or something like that, or you maybe wrote an article in a newspaper, something like, you know, those handful of things. Nobody was hearing what you had to say or what you thought about anything. You know what I mean? So, all right, y'all. I'm going to get out of here. And, yeah. Peace. I'm headed to work.
Eastside.shop for Bright Buys every day, including 50% off your first 3 online purchases. Enter promo code HITUNEIN at checkout to qualify. That's HITUNEIN. Exclusions apply. Intended for 21 ages and up or valid medical card holders.
The birds are invite you to experience Bright. Chill out with 50% off your first 3 online purchases at Sunnyside.shop. Enter promo code HITUNEIN at checkout to qualify. Exclusions apply. Intended for ages 21 and up or valid medical card holders.
I got this audio clip. Remember Michelle and I earlier we were talking about that that white fella out of Indiana. That lawmaker dude or congressman or whatever the fuck he is. And he was on the elevator. So I'll set the scene. So he gets on the elevator with this guy, right? This white guy is asking him why he got fired from his HHS job. You know what I mean? And he was asking him pretty nicely too. Y'all hear it. He didn't have like attitude in his voice or none of that. You know what I mean? And then the dude from Indiana, the lawmaker dude just started getting an attitude with him and just talking crazy to him and shit. Let's listen in. Okay.
For many people who are not.
Here we go.
Social service. You probably deserved it. Hi, I was a worker at HHS. I was fired illegally on February 14th. There are many people who are not getting social service programs, especially people with disabilities. Are you going to do anything to stop what's happening?
You probably deserved it.
I deserved it?
You probably deserved it.
I deserved it. Wow. Yeah, that's great to hear. Why did I deserve it?
Because you seem like a clown.
That's fucked up, ain't it? That's bogus. Now, I don't care what side of the fence you're on. Y'all heard how that man asked him. So this guy, his name, he's Senator Jim Banks. He's out of Indiana. And, yeah, in an unbelievable moment, Senator Jim Banks taunts one of his constituents who was recently fired from HHS, telling him that he probably deserved it after running to the safety of an elevator surrounded by aides. What a coward. I agree, what a coward. And when they interviewed him last night, well, yesterday afternoon, Jake Tapper interviewed him, and he asked him about, he was talking to him about some other stuff too, and then he asked him about the interaction he had with the gentleman. And dude just like doubled down on it. You know what I mean? Called him a left-wing activist and a radical and all this shit. So because that man asked you about his job and why he got fired and all that stuff, in a pretty cool tone, did y'all hear? I didn't hear any attitude in that man's voice. He wasn't yelling at him, screaming at him. He didn't call him out his name. He didn't say anything derogatory towards the dude. That's why I was wondering, like, why dude call him a clown, man? So he's a clown because he didn't support Trump, or he's asking why he doesn't have a job anymore. That's being a lunatic. That's being, yeah. And then he called him a left-wing activist. What the fuck? So you're an activist if you ask somebody, hey, why the hell did I just get fired for no reason? You just, like, told me I can't work here anymore. Why? Like, what's up with that? They want to label you an activist for that. Or like I said, the fear-mongering shit. When people during this whole past election, like, people were just asking people, like, hey, man, like, you know Trump's a racist, you know this, you know that, you know this is going to happen if he gets in, blah, 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 right? And then you'd have, you know, the other person that's saying people are fear-mongering them, they were labeling, like, Democrats, you know, they were labeling us fear-mongers. So because President Obama asked people why they're supporting a racist, he didn't say that, but you know what I mean? Like, some of our people got offended by that, like, damn, how dare he talk to me like that? But you'll let Donald Trump and these clowns and these racist people treat you like shit, talk to you any old kind of way, take all this stuff from you. I gave the analogy, I don't know if I said it on the podcast, but I was telling Michelle the other day, I was like, you know what it feels like? It feels like someone's coming into your home every day. It's your stuff. But it feels like someone's coming into your home every day, just letting themselves in and just taking something of yours every day out your house or apartment. They're just taking something and then just walking out with it while you sit there and watch them leave with your shit. That's what it feels like. And it's like you can't do nothing about it. And it feels like they're taking something every day until you don't have shit left in your house or apartment no more. That's what it feels like. And then that's when some of these black and brown Trump supporters and shit and these MAGAs and shit, that's when they're going to realize it when they look in their house and they ain't got shit no more. Y'all remember the episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, like when they were gone, like the show was ending and Will and them, they were standing in an apartment and empty up and they were just looking around and shit. That's how it feels. Like you ain't got nothing left in your place. And there's nothing you can do about it. So if someone comes and rounds you up and shit and just snatches you up and throws you in a van and you ask them, yo, like, what's going on? And I'm a citizen. I got this and I got that. And you're providing they want to label you a radical. So anyone that speaks up or questions anything, you can, like I said, that white dude that we just listened to on a thing, I thought he had a pretty chill tone. The way he was asking dude and coming at him, that wasn't not aggressive, not one bit. But dude got called a left-wing activist and all this other bullshit. And radical. I'm so sick of hearing that. What is radical about a Democrat? What's radical about people fighting up for their civil rights and women standing up for their reproductive rights and stuff like that, and people not wanting books banned, and people wanting to learn what they want to learn, and people wanting to be who they want to be? Like, just because I'm not, just because like some of these things that people choose to do, just because I don't choose to do them, that doesn't mean that's going to, like transgender, right? Like transgender people, gay people, people with disabilities, like just all that stuff, right? Okay, like I'm not part of the gay community. I'm not part of the transgender community, but I'm not going to get up off my ass and go vote against them. That's not, like, to me, that's something like you have a personal opinion about it, right? Like, there's a lot of stuff that happens and, we have our personal opinions about them, our thoughts and feelings, but it's not stuff that we literally get up off our asses and go vote for or against. You know what I mean? It's just stuff that we just have a thought in our mind about it, and you just keep it moving. But for someone to get up off their ass and go vote against, like, transgender people and have that be the reason why you got up off your ass to go cast a vote, that's bullshit. Because that shows where your energy is at. You want to hate on somebody that much that will be the thing that will get you up off your lazy ass and go vote and stand in line and vote. That's crazy to me. That's radical to me. That's more radical than someone asking why he doesn't have a job anymore. You know what I'm saying, y'all? That shit'd be crazy to me, the way they try to just label everybody. And that's what I'm saying, man. That's why these Republicans and these MAGAs, they don't like what I say, the good whites. They don't like them speaking up for nothing. And on a side note, too, Caitlin Borges, what's her name? She's the basketball player. She's a white girl. She goes to UConn. I'll get her name right. My bad. I think it's Paige Borges or something like that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. She's real good. She goes to UConn. She's white, right? But she has a lot of black friends. She grew up around a lot of black people. She speaks up for black people and stuff like that. But she gets labeled all these terms. Why? Y'all didn't label Caitlin Clark that. She's spoken up for black people a handful of times. I saw it. She didn't get the backlash. I'm sure she lost some Twitter followers and shit like that or whatever. You know what I mean? But like, why aren't white people overall, like in the rurals, in the suburbs and all that kind of, why aren't they getting behind her? The white college girl basketball player from UConn. They were loving the hell out of Caitlin Clark. That's because she went to Iowa. You know what I mean? She kind of fits the white narrative more. Versus you got this white girl that has black friends, black teammates, has been around black people her whole life, speaks up for black people, and all of a sudden, like, you know, she don't get the same positive energy. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. Oh, excuse me. All right. Well, I'm just doing my route, y'all. And we'll get back to this episode. Enjoy the music, clips, and content. And go do something good for somebody today. Peace, y'all. I just got a message from Michelle, too, and saying we're low on body wash. So, okay. I'll buy 2 of them. Just so we have enough. All right. All right, y'all. I'm out. Back to the episode. SP the Ghost, y'all.
Sometimes you need prayer, weed, some me time. I've been missing my prayers, know I need to pray more. I've been staying quiet, know I need to say more. I've been on the go like when I need to stay for. The love ain't there, and I know that I can make more. Life is a workout, trust me, it can shape y'all. Know me, I just stay awake to the week, y'all. I'm running out of time, I ain't running out of faith, y'all. I know about a 9 and an 8, y'all. Riding in the 7, riding in the 6. Give you 5 for the cause. 3, 2, 1. Do you really wanna come or do you need you one? Did your homie talk poison? Did he feed you some? Did you give back peace for the weed you brought? Did you start a trust fund for the seeds to come? And do you trust fun or do you trust serious? Point blank from point blank to bleed like I paid a couple prayers and I need a couple J's. Getting off the grid, I just need a couple days. Come to getting money, no, I need a couple ways. I feel a new strain, so I need a new strain. Need a couple prayers and I need a couple J's. Getting off the grid, I just need a couple days. Come to getting money, no, I need a couple ways. I feel a new strain, so I need a new strain. Staring at the stars, trying to beat the odds. We was young, selling dog food from European cars. If you know about the mob, you would die to be involved. Or maybe not, nigga, you could die if you involved. Ain't no robbery involved. You pay the price of blood when you take the oath. Maybe it's a robbery involved. Or maybe even worse, but you riding with your dog. You look them eye to eye, side to side, us in the mall. Then you make it out and evolve and mature. Hanging at the store when I can buy the store. I don't want no ready rock when I can buy a raw. I don't want no stepped on when I can buy it pure. I'ma need the 45, got the 44. I'm about the presidents when I'm stepping out the door. Hopping in the whip, popping in the clip, cause even all alone I be repping for the cause. Need a couple friends and I need a couple J's. Getting off the grid, I just need a couple days. Come to getting money, no, I need a couple ways. I feel a new strain, so I need a new strain. Need a couple friends and I need a couple J's. Getting off the grid, I just need a couple days. Come to getting money, no, I need a couple ways. I feel a new strain, so I need a new strain. You might feel strange, you know? Say your prayers. You smoke the weed, dog. Get off the grid, you know? Take care of yourself.
Always.
Man, that beat is nice.
Toppers Pizza and One finally has it.
I don't fuck with Toppers Pizza. That was an ad. Yep. So, I'm at work now and stuff. We got this episode ready for y'all, though. So, please enjoy. And I would ask that you listen with an open mind. Because we come for people on here. You know what I mean? We come for people on here. It is what it is. We got to balance this stuff out, y'all. Got to balance it out. All right, I'm going to concentrate on this road, and I'll holler at everyone later. Peace. I love you, my family. Family. I love all y'all.